Welcome to Disclosures with Peter the Insider and Jessica Arael Morocco. The ACIO has a long history of helping humanity from the deep recesses of time. This is the first time the ACIO has become available to the public, aside from an earlier visitation by their 15th Division, the Wingmakers. Peter the Insider, originally from Slovakia, is the director of their 12th Division, and Jessica Arael Morocco is in Cicada 3301, their 6th Division. Together, they provide intel, insights on current events, a deeper perspective on aliens and UFOs, super soldier missions with Unit 374 and the Merge, and news relevant for disclosure. Don't forget to subscribe to keep updated with our latest intel and post any questions and comments below.
Today we'll be talking to Derek and discussing the records of his grandfather, Daniel M. Salter. And he wrote the book Life with the Cosmos Clearance. And Peter has confirmed on multiple occasions that Daniel Salter had a high level of security clearance. And so Peter can recognize that, but also he has been reviewing his records. This is, the second time at least that we've done this. And you can see that Peter struggles through it because some of the records are redacted. Some of the information is missing because of the higher level security clearance. It makes his session in particular a little bit more complicated. And so I'm trying to help see through this. And Derek is patiently listening, trying to figure out, along with us, what some of the details are involved in some of the things that he was doing. And of course, it comes up to a few points of sensitivity. And even though that he is not technically here, we believe that there is his family or some others could still be affected. So we want to be cautious. Also, I wanted to tell everyone that if you haven't seen, we've done a series of shows regarding the book in particular, and this is what kind of opened it up originally. I did an interview with Derek and Daniel regarding their grandfather, and we went from chapter to chapter, and we still have one chapter that we haven't finished, and that is regarding Chaco Canyon and the Wingmakers. But interesting enough, we actually did a show with Peter the Insider, and we talked about the Wingmakers there. So that's something that we're going to provide a link for you to watch. You really have to get that information. No one has talked about this information anywhere that I've seen. They've talked about Chaco Canyon, and they've had their own interpretation. Peter brings in something completely different, but for me, it made a lot of sense. I'll let you make that decision, and whether or not you could see what he's saying. To me, it looks, it starts to make sense. It opens up. And with that information from the ACIO records, we could see more things. So I guess that's it. Enjoy the show. And I hope that a special thanks to Derek and Daniel, and even though Daniel couldn't join us this time, but special thanks to the family, their father and their grandfather. Hopefully we did something that they can appreciate down the road, and with all good intentions. Here's the show. We lost the video, or so this time we're going to save everything and make sure that you get all the information that you were asking about. And so Peter, you have the information of Daniel Salter, right?
This is very disturbing because information are quite different right now. It looks like our database was updated, and I'm saying highly updated. It is weird. I mean, not disturbing in a negative/bad way, but still though, it is not the same. Interesting.
We know Daniel was part of the ACIO, right? And he
no, you are not 100% right. He still is. That's kind of different.
still is, right? And also because he's still active,
Yeah.
that his information's different than a lot of other people, right? It makes it, because he has a higher level of security clearance than the average one that we're looking at. Does that have a factor?
It can be the case, but I cannot guarantee 100% it is the case, you know.
Okay.
I'm just saying, you know.
So start from the beginning, because we have absolutely nothing from the last time.
This is kind of odd. This is kind of odd that technically everything what looks like it is as it is definitely it is not. The situation, or let's say the problem is/was like your grandfather was never alive. That's important. And he was, you know, from another context of existence. We didn't get this info before. That's, you know, kind of, you know, unsettling.
So how do you explain that? I mean, what does that mean? He was
like
never alive.
bleed truth from another reality, if we wanna call it like that.
We have others in the same situation where they're from another reality. We've talked to a few different people that they're literally from another reality, but they have a lot more knowledge than the people that are here. So that they existed somewhere else, and somehow through time travel or a bleed through, they ended up here. They don't know how it happened.
Trapped here. This is important. Trapped here.
Was trapped here. And so by being trapped here, but he has all the knowledge from the other reality.
This is important, yeah. Correct. That's correct.
So that happened prior to you were born, probably, right?
Yeah, so this is the basic stuff we need to consider. Like, how in the world is this possible? Because our database was heavily updated, and pretty much we need to, and you will be not happy, he was from 7th dimension. Oh my god, that's not good.
What does that mean?
7th dimension is the worst dimension, and it's like some sort of experiment dimension. Who the heck knows? Who the heck cares about it?
Well, 7th dimension wasn't originally a bad place, but it got infiltrated, right?
Heavily infiltrated, yeah.
By the corporations.
Yeah, that's correct. And I'm saying heavily infiltrated. Oh my god.
So maybe he's not from there, but was pulled into there. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, correct.
Not originally from there. He's just from another reality, like maybe another timeline.
Kinda looks like that.
I saw him in multiple timelines, and then showing up kind of like there was those two other guys that are very well known. Do you remember that, Derek? The guy, the science fiction writer, the guy that created.
You said Philip K. Dick was the guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and also the other guy that did Disclosure as well.
Stanton Friedman. Yeah.
Yeah. And
I got it. Yeah, I got it.
I don't know how you feel about that, but I mean, I'm pretty solid that that's the same person. They're all the same person.
Oh yeah, you got it right, 100%.
And unless I know it feels uncomfortable, but unless you kind of understand what's going on, then you can see the many layers of what he's contributed to information and data, and you can see that because I met Stanton Friedman. I obviously I never met Philip K. Dick, but I really admire his work. He's so far advanced than anyone else, you know, as far as in the film industry. I mean, they're still talking about his movies now as being futuristic.
Yeah, that's correct.
So how do you say they're the same person? I mean, how does that work? How do you explain that?
Yep.
Kind of complicated to say, you know.
What happens is a soul has many faces. You've
If you wanna call it like that, then yeah, many faces.
right. So throughout time, you've been multiple people. Somehow, not only did he, through time travel, manage to have like it's almost like a surrogate program. I don't know, like the three of them.
It's definitely surrogate programs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Peter. I just needed confirmation. So it's the surrogate program where he's existing all at the same time, kind of doing this with the same mission and through time travel. So it's a combination of him being involved with the SSP and in the secret space program, and then corporations getting a hold of him. And so this spins out where there's the three of them are trying to disclose information in different ways.
Yeah, that's 100% correct.
So it's like his consciousness is basically put
His
into
soul.
all of these his soul.
Yeah. That's it. What we are talking about. Yeah.
So yours would be more linear, right? So that's you, and then you, like, you know, from I don't know 100 years ago, or you know what I mean, or
Right,
1,000 years
right.
ago. His is all the surrogate program is it's you and you couple times here at the same exact time.
Okay.
Because
this is the problem.
Stanford Friedman had a weird death. I don't know how Philip K. Dick died, but he just sort of, I think he was going and disclosing information, got on a plane or something, or he had a heart attack, you know, which is how they do it.
Yeah, that's how they do it. Yeah, exactly, as you said.
Oh. Okay, all right. And
But
when did this all? I know the timelines are very hard because it's time manipulation. But as he was young, how was he first involved with, say, even the secret space program or the ACIO, or what was his first involvement? Was he part of the, how you call it, you know, the super soldier and having to go through that as a child, or was that before, kind of too early for that time for him to do that? Because we were told he was kind of at the very cutting edge at the beginning of when all that started to take place.
This is just by the way true. Just by the way.
Yeah, definitely. Well, the question might be, who came first? Was it Stanford Friedman? Was it Philip K. Dick? Or was it Daniel Salter aspect of him?
The third is the right.
So
option.
it's Daniel.
Yeah.
Daniel Salter. His grandfather was the first.
Yeah.
So he came in, and then they when did the secret space program bring him in? At what age?
Very early age, like 8 years old.
8.
But it's kind of weird, at least from my point of view, you know.
That's kind of like sometimes people are brought in even earlier, like, you know, they're first born, they're something, but yeah, okay. So then was he aged, re-aged, and all that stuff?
Yeah, as you said.
Well, what does it say there, Peter?
This is kind of, oh my god. Jessica again. That's not good. Project Diabetes, oh my god.
He was
That's
in Project
not.
That's what I was thinking too.
Why?
Well, that's
Why
what
get
you
Project
said.
Diabetes, jeez?
You said that's our brother. My brother was involved with Project Ibis. That's
just by
what I
the way.
remember.
And this is what is so why it is so unsettling for me. Let's call it like that.
So it wasn't a certain. So was he time traveled to be involved? Because I thought that was much later, that project. Or
Yes, this is
when-
it. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Was he like one of the early ones, the prototype, or?
If you wanna call it like that, yeah, let's go for it. Yeah. Yeah. This is it. That's
And was
crap.
if he was not from here, right? Was any of the others from here, and then they got pulled? How did that work, Peter? Do you know?
This is it. Why in the world 7th dimension? That's the question.
So
all the crappy time 7th dimension. Jeez, that's not good.
So Project Ibis means that he probably had, someone gave him a crystal, and then he had unlimited time travel.
Yeah.
But because they have unlimited time travel, right? Can create these anomalies or loops, or if you're not careful. Do you know if your grandfather ever met Philip K. Dick or Stanford Friedman?
Not that I know of.
Okay. So if he met himself, it creates a like Looper, you know, the movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And maybe unless there's a fourth one that's not as well known or famous. Is there another aspect of him out there, or was?
Yeah, it's so crazy.
What's interesting is it says Philip K. Dick was born same year, 1928. As
Okay.
my grandfather. Yeah, same year. When it was his actual birthday, I'm trying to find it. And Stanford Freedom was in 1934. It was later. He was born December 16th, and my grandfather was born September 7th in 1928. So he was older than, just barely older than.
That's crappy, man. That's crappy.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's a phenomenon of what they're doing. I mean, the Surrogate program. Who created the Surrogate program, Peter? Was that Monarch or?
Yeah. Yeah.
Monarch program. Monarch's been around since the early 1800s. But then,
as you said, just by the way. Yeah.
What did they have in mind for him? I mean, obviously he was doing disclosure, that he was revealing the stuff that they were doing, probably, and.
Yeah, this is it.
But what was
crappy shit going on? Just by the way.
What did Monarch want to use him for?
Don't know, to be honest with you. Man, oh man, that's not good.
So Monarch was the one involved in the original SSP when they're young. It's basically Monarch that's in charge of that, or how?
Yeah, it kind of looks like that.
Not really, but Monarch is not SSP. Monarch is a corporation that is MyLabbing people.
Yes, that's big difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mike, I'm always confused. Is this SSP a good thing or a bad thing when you're being brought into that as a child? I mean, how?
I think. Yeah, Peter, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're in SSP and they pick you up here, it means that you've been involved with the SSP for hundreds of years or something, right?
Maybe thousands. Who the heck knows?
Thousands. Yeah. So they just come and get people. The problem is the corporations are saying, "Oh, that's one of the assets. Let's go in and just experiment on them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so they come in on the side now. So like I always say, you know, the good ATs might find you and identify you, and then comes in the swarm, you know, the bad ETs that, you know, everyone wants to have a piece of the action, you know.
Just
and
by the way, just by the way.
So this is where this is huge, because the community in general is teaching the opposite. They're telling everyone that the secret space program is the one doing the MyLabbing, or they're the ones that are, you know, just using people and throwing them out, you know, or misusing people, as Peter says. But that's
Yeah,
where,
definitely, that's it.
and if we don't get this straight, you're never going to be able to resolve the problem, because then people
Yeah.
are going to go, yeah, I was in the SSP Monarch program. No, it's not like that. It's the Monarch is just torturing and mistreating people. Murkoff is doing the same. So is the Shaw House, and Mobius as well. Mobius works a lot with time travel as well.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
but they are not necessarily SSP, but the entanglement makes it look like they're inseparable.
Right. They have the same technology to take them and do things and bring them back and wipe their mind of it.
Yeah, but they have like a whole other, like, it could be just to like create some kind of heist of money or something like that, or take technology from the future and create androids, or, you know, like there's like just weird stuff, you know,
Okay.
as opposed to the SSP have. What would you say, Peter, the SSP, their intent, or what they usually do?
Yeah, very bad, you know.
So,
SSP
no,
is not okay.
the SSP technically, you're not understand what the question was. So the SSP is technically doing military operations, right? It's more of like
That's correct. Just by the way.
soldiers. Okay.
And is
So-
that the ACIO? Is the ACIO always involved? Are they the original SSP, or who is the SSP when you say that, as in the military and the ones that aren't negative, but the original? Who is that group? Is it always ACIO involved, or how do you explain it?
You know, it's kind of SSP. What the heck should we talk about? Like SSP, you know?
Secret space program.
Yeah, that's correct.
So yeah, but he's asking a question, like, because I don't know the answer to that one. I mean, is the ACIO involved with all of the secret space program, or are they operating?
No,
have been
definitely not to all of them, you know.
So it's multiple branches of it.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah.
So which branch of the military or what organization started SSP? To understand that, where did it originate?
That's kind of question, because it is very old stuff, and I'm saying like old stuff, if you know what I mean.
You know, in the movie Highlander, and they have that guy, the Kurgan.
Yeah.
That guy, again, his name is Kruger. And we're talking about, this is like a warrior from ancient Russia, like the steppes of Russia, like the Scythians or Scythians. I don't know how you say their name, the Caucasus.
Scythians, yeah, Scythians. That's correct.
Scythians. We're talking tribal groups from way back, and his name was Kruger in the show.
Yeah.
You see what I'm? So you have Kruger going way back in time. Even though Gabriel Kruger was around in the 1800s, Kruger goes way back in time, which people don't realize it. And Peter and the ACIO work directly with Kruger as one of them.
That's just, by the way, the truth. Yeah.
So because we're talking about manipulating time, it really starts to get confusing. But I guess my question is, did the technology used to get people as their children into the SSP, did all that begin in the late 40s, 50s, as like, I think that's how I've understood it. But are you guys saying that it's much, much older, or are they time traveling?
Yes, it's much older, just by the way.
Yeah.
Wait,
Okay.
yeah, no, they had technology. It's like looking at Tataria, right? So we're talking about the Kurgan, essentially, or Kruger. His name was Victor Kruger. Yeah. So you go way back, right, to the steppes of Russia, right? So these are those tribal, very, very powerful warriors, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
If you look at technology that they found, like in ancient Greece, ancient Rome, some
Yeah.
of that stuff is extremely advanced. So
Right.
it's that's the ET involvement, where they're introducing technology to different civilizations. So when people say, "Oh yeah, well, us in the future are the advanced ones," no, they were advanced. It's just that they wiped everyone, so
Right.
people wouldn't manipulate, or for whatever reason, they allow technology and then they pull it away, or they house it, like what is it, warehouse 13?
Warehouse 13, yeah, correct.
Yeah,
Right.
they'll
Warehouse
take all
13.
that kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
stuff,
yeah, that's correct.
control it. You have the Vatican has technology. So
So
yeah, it goes way
so
back.
people have been involved in these missions, like whether it's going into other timelines, other contexts of existence. They're being taken as children, but this has happened throughout all of human history,
Thousands,
basically. Yeah.
thousands of years. And China too. You see that, like, I think we were talking about the jump seat, right? It had all like this. Peter pointed out this is exactly what it looks like, and it was all like this Chinese design and everything. China's been involved for a very long time.
Mhm.
And they're very old, secretive. They've always, kept a lot of their information within themselves. Because I mean they're advanced, way advanced in medicine. Like the homeopathic medicine, and they have a lot of knowledge.
So
It's not
can we put this into other like orders of the past, like orders meaning like the different brotherhoods, lodges,
Yeah,
whatever
something like it,
involved?
yeah. Something like it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the Masonic stuff sort of was 1717, the year is when that they really collaborated with the Masonic Lodge, right? So it's a different kind of, yeah, that there's just like there were royal bloodlines, and there's always been, anytime you have a group, you're going to say, well, it's a brotherhood, but it doesn't mean that this group is necessarily Masonic, because that's
Right.
usually our identifier. But it's something that existed way before. Even like the Ascended Masters are called the White Brotherhood or something like
Right.
that,
Right.
which
Right.
is, it's not racial or anything like that, but it was more
Yeah.
of light. I think they
Right.
were, Illuminati originally was something, but now it became something dark.
Right.
That kind of thing.
The assassin, the assassins of the Middle East, and
Yeah.
they're like Assassin's Creed, all those things. Yeah.
Camelot, even though they don't fully identify that in history, but that existed too, and that was a form of a brotherhood. So these are war soldiers, protectors, what have you. So it comes in very. And they were also involved with like a secret space program, right? The Camelot, because you see a lot of that coming through.
Okay.
Yeah, we're talking years and years and years of this stuff going on. And I know there's certain people, and this part's really important, is there's certain people that are like, oh, the SSP, they tortured me, and they hurt me, and they did all this stuff, and they're evil, and they've gone throughout the whole community kind of, demonizing everything with the SSP because they don't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
And the damage that they've caused is they've prevented a lot of people from fully understanding what their experience was and what their recalls were. And so they're rejecting, or this causing these problems, personal problems for themselves, because they're not in that flow of being in alignment with the right ones. And then they get caught up in the bad ones because they're so dwelling on the bad ones hurting them, which are not even the SSP. They're some species or it's corporations, which we've been trying to say.
Okay. Oh, well, that helped explains the background of that, and I hope it clears up that for other people too. Hopefully we can share this with people later. And maybe that helps
Yeah.
clear up things.
Mhm.
But with Daniel Salter, with our grandfather, when was his first involvement with the ACIO? What age was he? And was that that first time at age 8 when
Yeah.
that person, it was the same time?
Yeah, it is kind of weird, you know.
So he was
Huh.
brought into the SSP or the ACIO at the age of 8, Peter?
Both.
And you mentioned before, I had notes from before too, that it was he had a level 32 clearance, and that was also why it was difficult. Also because it was still ongoing things he was doing, and even in that he might be alive in another reality, which makes it complicated. But you said there was not much, that it was more difficult to get information because of his clearance level. But is that 32 level clearance, is it the same that we know of when you can go and do the search of all the clearance levels, and then you get up to
Yes, it
the,
is.
the majestic and the
The
cosmic?
thing
Yeah.
is, it is not like you can see all the files slash get the operation or mission details. No, it's not the same, but I'm just trying to say, you know.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm
I
just
think
saying.
it gets confusing because of all the compartmentalization of it. I know
Yeah,
there's,
I got it. Mhm.
and that you had mentioned last time that he worked with, you didn't want to say because it was still ongoing.
No. It's still hot topic if you want to call it like that.
Yeah, but with the group of 12, that's a famous group. And we
That's
and
okay.
Jessica's.
Talk
Yeah.
about that? You're
Yeah,
not allowed to.
No, it's still ongoing operation. I'm just trying to say that's a big difference, you know.
but we've had confirmation from other people, or they've said that, and even someone that claims that they're able to tap into him, or he's been communicating with this woman, and that keeps coming up. That group keeps coming up. So that's confirmation. And I was gonna tell you guys that Jessica, I don't know if you saw the recent post that we did, and it was with our dad about the license plate and how he got into a military base, like the highest, like it was Langley or Norfolk, one of the biggest bases, and he got right in because of this, the
I didn't
license
tell.
plate.
So yeah, share the whole thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I don't think I can. I wish I had a way to pull it up, but we have the actual license plate, and it says it's the Interplanetary Phenomenon Unit, Counterintelligence Unit on that plate. But the connection that I recently made is that it says WA25DC on the bottom of the plate. And I never knew this, but when you go to the to Majestic 12 manual on the ET's recovering of the craft and the biological entities, and that same thing says, it right under Majestic 12, it says Washington 25 DC and the date of the manual. So it's the same as what was on his plate, is the WA25 DC. So I wanted to ask you, what does that mean? I mean, obviously it seems like a direct link, but
Yeah, it is. Just by the way.
yeah. Okay.
So
So that
you
was,
guys, you
yeah.
guys your father used your grandfather's license plate and found that it was easy to get access into a facility, right?
Yeah, he was waved right in. He was an engineer and just going for meetings for his work, unrelated to anything. He didn't know anything about my grandfather's involvement, but my grandfather let him, as a wedding gift, gave him the van he had with the license plate still on it. And that he didn't have any clue that it was going to let him right into the base, because everybody he talked to said there's no way you're getting on that base. It's going to take, an act of God, so many things, people trying to interrogate you to get on. And so when he left the base, he asked the guard, what was the reason? Why was it so easy for me to get on? Didn't you need to stop me? He's like, no. And he just pointed at the license plate. It's like, that was it. So that was our own dad telling the story. So it kind of brought a lot of credibility to it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That
But
actually quite makes sense, you know.
yeah.
Well, anyone that knows anything, if they just read the book that your grandfather wrote, shows that he knew what he was talking about.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. He's just in the book, he's still very vague sometimes and he doesn't say exactly what he's involved with and which programs and operations, and he leaves a lot of that out, but he says, this is what's been going on. This has been happening. He does the whole history of the UFOs and the Germans, not all the Brotherhood lodges, all the secretive stuff and the time travel stuff, but he doesn't say how much he was involved, directly. So it's difficult. In the Majestic 12, he didn't say that either. So,
but that's how you know he's real, because the ones that are fake are going into detail about information that should be not talked about. Right, Peter?
Yeah, that's 100% correct.
Peter says certain stuff about what he does, and then there's pieces that he leaves out.
No. You should not talk about it. It's crap.
Right? And those people that are bragging and say they've done this and that, and
it's crap. You can, there are stuff you can talk about it, and there are stuff you definitely don't want to talk about them.
Because what will happen, Peter?
I mean, I will. Yeah, you can, no problem. But there will be consequences.
And we know that he was scared to talk because he was the only one that didn't do that at 2001 Disclosure Project. He was ready at the podium to say something, and he kind of freaked out, and he said, he just kind of froze, and they had to get him off the stage because he's like, I don't want to say, I'm not comfortable. I don't want to stay here anymore. And he left early. So
that's sure death. It's definitely, they have to eliminate him. It's like, just like the same reason why Peter can't talk about that certain topic is because it might maybe put Derek and Daniel in a situation.
Yeah. That's it, what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if he has a fourth aspect floating around somewhere, which I don't know if I haven't figured out who it is, or maybe I'm not supposed to. So I know they brought forward the three of them because they're all already in another place right now operating, right? So it's three of them.
Yeah.
But
you are right. Yeah. Sorry, I was like.
Stanford Friedman, Philip K. Dick, and Daniel Salt are all kind of not physically here right now, but there's a fourth one, I think, but I'm not sure. And maybe it's for his safety too, that it's good that we be careful.
100%.
You could possibly meet that one. That's possible.
Very high probability, as you said. Yeah. 100% correct. Very high probability.
So
of doing it.
Trying to think of the other. I mean, there's plenty of things to ask and get clarification, I think. So he was the one thing that we was told that he at some point did interact with some ETs, and I remember I think you guys said it was just only one interaction. But was it multiple? Did you think? Is it still showing that it was just one interaction when he was?
Nah, plenty of interactions.
Okay.
Just saying,
Yeah.
Plenty of interactions.
Can you say which
about?
ETs?
Go ahead.
Which ones are they?
Sorry, what?
Which ETs that he was interacting with?
And that's the problem. That's the problem.
Well, we're assuming Council of Five or.
Yeah, but still, though, it's shit. I don't like the whole crap about it.
Was he interacting with?
I mean, Council of Five is fine, but they were blackmailing your grandpa, Zetas, I don't know what is going. What is
I
their
knew
deal?
yeah.
The Zetas.
Or Zetas, call it as they like. Call them as you like.
Zeta Reticuli.
Yeah.
They're not really a species. They're kind of like a what they
What
list
they
them
are, just tell us what they are, because I don't quite understand what the fudge is going on.
more like robots or something. They're working for the tall grays.
Oh yeah, you are right. Working
So they're like
for Grace.
yeah, kind of like the ones that they send out to do all their work. You know.
Right.
And why were they blackmailing him? Do you know?
That's kind of crap. Who the heck cares? I mean, because for them it is like, who the heck cares? Give me a second. This is like, we don't get either we don't get the advantage from our research either. So you will suffer afterwards. No one will believe you. So who the I don't want to say it loudly. Certain inappropriate care. Life sucks for every one of us. So pretty much, he believes. Give me a second. I know that Jessica hates this phrase of mine. It looks like it was like in the very beginning, it should be some sort of very positive scientific research. Give me a second, not military, civilian research, right? Civilian goals oriented research, scientific research. And then of course Monarch came to the scene, and Monarch is just a puppet, organization / corporation, call them as you like, and bam, and you are out, if you know what I mean.
So you're saying like he was selected by the ACIO to do a certain job,
No,
but then
not by ACIO. I mean, we worked, but the cooperation was with Council of Five, and there is not specific. Oh my God! How in the world they ended up in Okay, give me a second. This is important. So your grandpa, can I call him grandpa, right? So your grandpa was about to save hundreds of people from Project Surrogate because they suffered a lot, and they like made it like a setup that he. Oh my God! Very nasty crap about he was harvesting the Andronachrome for Nazis. He was selling underage people for prostitution and blah blah blah. Of course, none of this was true, but they made a setup. I'm talking about Monarch. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is crap.
Oh.
So they were trying to tarnish threaten him if he.
I mean, from my point of view, I am not surprised because they are Monarch. Oh my God.
So like, you're doing something good, then one way to get rid of you.
In the very start, best intention in the world, but this is crap. This is crap.
That explains why when we first talked and tried to look at his records, it was jumbled. You know what I mean? Like, it's maybe because they were messing with his records or something, Monarch.
Yeah. No, Jessica, not only that. Forget about records. Your father has 8 different identities, like 8 IDs, everything in different countries. Each
Father.
grandfather, sorry. I mean, this is files of your grandpa, right? Yeah. So your grandpa, like each ID differ in each country, like one ID per one. Oh my God. Oh my. No, this is crap. Now we are moving somehow forward. Oh my God, that's bad.
Who issued him the IDs? Was that some government thing?
Let's call a alphabet agency. Can we call it like that? In the very beginning, threatening him, and afterwards, after like it was on multiple setups, like not one, I don't know, two, three, five, like dozens of setups, and he was such in depth in there. Oh my sweet God, Lord Jesus! Nah, that's so bad. And they were blackmailing him. And do you know what is crazy? Blackmailing him of something what he never, not like never did, what he never committed. It's the crappiest crap in the world. Oh my God. Oosh, that's bad. Nasty practice. Oh my God.
They're going after his reputation.
Of course, but I'm just saying, look, now it makes perfect sense. Am I right?
So these were all made up, all these identities,
Of
they just made.
course, all of this shit, and I will not watch my language. It was made up, or let's say it was all of those. They were set ups, like like ruin reputation and all and on. Yeah. That's not okay.
Can you share what their names were that they well, these are other people that were using his identity, right?
No. Technically, they were fake IDs. People they never lived. No, Jessica, you get it from wrong angle. People they never existed. Okay.
Made up names, made up identities.
Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. People they never existed. Oh my God, Jessica. What? We know this surname.
Yeah, from where? I'm trying to remember.
Oh my God, this is not okay. But I think maybe, Jessica, can it be the same person? It is David. Oh my God, this is connection.
Yep.
Because we know the whole name. Oh my God, I need to remember from. Oh my God,
Jessica. That was from like the Kennedy time period.
No, I understand, but we were making a session, and this is the gentleman, one of the gentlemen for like connected. Oh my God, Jessica, this is the the chain, like it is Ouroboros. This is Ouroboros thing like a hell. Oh my God,
this is crazy.
What's the connection there?
I don't know. Like we made a session with one of our clients, and the exact same name, like the last name, like somehow ended up. Oh my God.
Do you remember which one it was, Peter?
No, I cannot. Oh my God, this is not good.
I'd have to research it and see, but the other one, Aristotle's Ostamantis, that's Aristotle Onassis, but he's a mantis.
Yes, this is what I was about to say. Aristotle is Onassis, yeah. Oh my God, this is not good. This is not getting right way. Oh my, I mean, they made such a mess on your grandpa. Man, this is not okay. Oh,
I mean, is this?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Was this new stuff from that they just put in the database?
No, this is it. It is not like new stuff. Once again, our database is huge, and it is not just that easy. Like, man, and we are so happy because we get all the stuff. Once again, database is out there or in there, call it as you like, and it is like per partes, as it is in Latin, per partes, it means by drop by drop. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And right now, right now, I don't want to say right now, but like 4 or 5 months, maybe a half year prior till this time, it made huge connections, like huge new connections. Oh my god. Woo. This is absolutely crazy. This is next level craziness.
So is that Aristotle the one that married
Onassis Kennedy.
I will
Yeah,
tell
so-
you. I will tell you. You was goddamn right. This is getting to Kennedy's. Oh my god.
Salvatore Torelli, is that connected to Fast and Furious? What's his name? The main guy.
You mean Toretto, Dominic Toretto, you mean?
Yes.
Yes. But what I got is another stuff. And I will tell you. Not Torelli, but maybe Torricelli. It can be the scientist, but it can be the Toretto, like in Fast and Furious. But I will get the second option, and I will tell you why. Because Salvatore, I cannot remember the surname. Salvatore in Italy is owner and founder and CEO of 9FF. And it is like they are tuning the fast cars. So not like, just give me and do my old 25, 30 years old Toyota something. But they are like, if you have Porsche, if you got Lamborghini, Ferrari, and they are making it even cooler, even faster and everything. And if you go to AutoTop, they are making tons of videos with those guys. 9FF from Italy. I know this guy for oh my god.
But what if they're all the
Torelli. He's Torelli.
Yeah.
Dominic Toretto. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will tell you something. If you go to AutoTop, like YouTube channel, and they've got Porsches from 9FF. They've got Porsches from 9FF. AutoTop, if you go on AutoTop on YouTube, on YouTube, if you go,
they have the GT9. Is that it?
Just by the way, they are crazy. Look at that. This is what I'm talking about. 9FF, it's not like that. 9FF it's in Italy. It should be at least in Italy, just by the way. It's absolutely crazy.
This one assembly is in Germany, but
oh my god, that's kind of crazy.
I think that could be a few different options there, but I think might all be connected.
I think the last option is the best option. They are some sort of mutually interchanged, connected somehow. Oh my god.
But you know, what's his name? Dominic Torelli, whatever his real name is. That's one.
What's
This
the
is
actor?
But the thing is, why they were so into hide your grandpa's identity? That's maybe the main question. No, it's not okay, you know. Yeah, that's not okay. That's not okay.
I have a complete blank about what his real name is. I don't
the
know
actor
why.
was Vin Diesel. That's the actor.
Yeah, no, it's just his name, but
Vin Diesel is like huge. He's like in the he's already on the space program.
Yeah, just by the way.
He showed up around my son.
No.
Oh, really?
What?
My son was in a competition, and
what?
There was a kid. My son was really good, and this was in baseball. This is years ago, and my son went to play baseball, and he was going to be in this competition, and there was a kid on the other end, and they had recruiters there. And all of a sudden, like, this kid played a perfect game. You know what his name was? Diesel.
Okay.
And
I've got
he
it.
said,
I've
I'm
got
sorry
it.
I had to do this to you. So he took from my son.
Okay.
He made, because he was like a cyborg. He came in and, like, you know, played a perfect game, and it was a little bit better than my son.
Mark Sinclair, civilian name of Mark Sinclair. Mark Sinclair.
And he's part of Butcher Bay. He's part of the prison.
Oh, yeah. That's not okay. That's not
So
okay.
is he, like, what is he doing? He's trying to take from people.
Definitely yes. Oh my God. What now?
I was looking
Ideas?
at Pierre Carriette. I don't know if it's connected to Jim Carrey or not, but there was another guy that we were talking to that was connected to Jim Carrey as well.
Yeah, just by the way. Oh my
I don't
God.
know if that's the connection, but
So these
and
are
then
just names of people that they're trying to connect to, like our grandfather for some reason.
Kind of looks like that.
his identity probably for high security clearances.
Yeah.
To, like, as if that's his other identity, and this is where the problem runs in, is where they're doing stuff under his identity as like a fake identity, you know. So you know, essentially the clearance, like the license plate that you have, your father is not your grandfather, but he used the license plate, which is okay
Oh
because it's
my God. Always the same crap. Always same crap.
this they're not connected in any way, and then maybe committing crimes or doing other things is where, like, the problems come in.
I see. Using his identity. Yeah. Okay.
So you have people that, like, here we have two people that are harassed by the same cyborg from the future, from Arasaka.
Just by the way.
Two people, they don't even know each other. Using their identity. It's very similar to what we're looking at here.
100%.
So maybe Aristotle Onassis, right, whoever he was, access
definitely not the human, just by the way, we need to say it as it is.
Yeah, well, it looked like he's a mantis according to the name, but
no, please, not the mantis again. I hate mantises.
So
Jessica, okay, if you see praying mantis in a normal size, okay, screw it. Do you really believe that you will like 100 feet big praying mantis? I was dealing with it, and she was like staring with these huge eyes. Like, it's like, oh my God, I want to eat you. I was like, no, please don't do crap. And then we will find, like, okay, we've got just a little bit problem. We don't have a big enough fly to eat you. Like, oh my God, they are ET species. Like, give me a second. 100 feet, 100 feet. And with those huge eyes, like exactly like praying mantis, exactly. But like 100 feet, do you follow me? 100 feet.
Yeah.
What the heck? Yeah. For arachnophobic people, I dealt with 100 feet long, spider, and I was like, I just wanna talk. And I was like, no, you are not talking. You are yelling like a crazy. Oh my God. Yeah, my life is never boring. My life is never boring.
Wow.
I wouldn't like that. I have problems with the little ones. I can't even imagine the big ones.
Yeah, my life is never boring.
Alexander Olofsson, that sounds like that guy Eric that we just did a session, we posted the session with. Wasn't
By the
his
way,
name
just by the way.
his name was also Olofsson or something like that too? Is there some kind of weird thing that happened there?
Just by the way, as you said, it's absolutely crazy.
Who do you think Wilhelm Durham is? That's obviously a Nazi that was using his identity then.
I don't know the whole situation, the whole stuff. It's kind of crap.
I keep on hearing like Wilhelm Reich or something. I don't know if that's right or wrong. Why I'm hearing it. He was convicted of criminal contempt in 1956, sentenced to 2 years in prison. Wilhelm Reich.
What is for what? 2 years in prison?
For yeah, something that he was doing, criminal contempt. His theories and the events surrounding the trial and conviction. Self-destined victim and social causality.
Oh my God.
Do you know about him? Oh, he invented the sexual revolution.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Oh my God.
Here, show you. So do you think this is another one that was using? That would go along with the accusation they were blackmailing him about some kind of weird sexual stuff, then this would definitely do it.
It will make perfect sense. I'm not saying it is the case, but I will say it will make perfect sense. Yeah.
You know who he is, right?
Yeah.
I'm right.
Man, that's not good.
He's Austrian. Psychology of fascism. He's got some weird stuff here.
Yeah. Weird.
Okay, so then your grandfather gets in trouble for this stuff?
Definitely yes.
He was in Maine. He died in Maine.
Oh my. That's not good.
He was born in Hungary, Austria-Hungary. Somewhere in the middle.
And in Empire, I know in Empire, I understand that.
Look at this weird stuff. And then Marxism too.
Jessica, they are crazy. Those people were crazy. They were not okay.
Okay, well, so I guess what else can we just, I mean, wasn't there actual aliases that he used or that he did have that were legitimate, or does any come up under his file?
What do you mean by legitimate and not legitimate? Just tell me.
Meaning like whether he just had the alias that he went by when he was doing certain operations, or another name he went by, or was he actually?
No, actually, this is kind of problem because for certain operations they've got a different name. So yeah, like 1+8, if you know what I'm trying to say, and they never get the proper name. I mean, for them, each operation, each name, if you know what I'm trying to say, and that's the problem from my point of view.
So these identities, who created these? Is this like a monarch or
once again, for monarch or corporation, like someone who ordered that, Alphabet Agency, but give me a second. Alphabet Agency here and there, but, and now we are getting to the dicey topic. DARPA. Oh my God. That's not good. No, that's bad.
They ordered all these other names, but
yep.
What Derek is asking, what about the legitimate names that he had, that he was aware of?
All of those. That's the problem for me. That's piece of crap. I don't want to even think about it. It's piece of crap, you know.
So you're saying they set him up, the fake names that they gave
Yes,
him?
this is it what I'm talking about all the time. They set him up like a crazy.
And then had someone else take over the name or something.
This is it.
Yeah.
It's piece of crap.
They do this stuff all the time to everyone,
Nah,
right?
of course. It is slash it was as it was. I am absolutely let's say not surprised. Nah, I'm not.
But that's why assets and agents get screwed over all the time, because there are multiple groups involved.
Identities, I don't know how to call them. Both of us know, like all of us know what we are talking about. Yeah, I got it. Man, oh man, that's crappy, creepy, crazy.
So is there anything on the operations and time periods that come up? Because I took notes last time on, like, he was able to get such a high clearance level, and then you brought up the Bay of Pigs or something, like, and possible different scenarios with that. But it was hard to understand, but like that was when he started to get a higher clearance level. I don't know if that comes up. And then you also mentioned that the first interaction with the ACIO was something like in Vietnam, but he never was in Vietnam. But he's
Yeah, I know it. He wasn't, just by the way. I know it.
Yeah. But did the record shows that he was there doing certain things?
Yeah, that's correct. That is kind of unsettling situation from my point of view. I don't know what was going on. The whole shitty scenario. I don't know why.
When you mention these, like if he's in Vietnam or doing this and that, is it as if he goes there, he does those missions, and then he's put back, like it's almost like he's put back into the present time?
This is the most unsettling stuff for me. It's crappy. Crappy stuff.
So it's not like a linear point of time.
No, definitely not. And this is the problem, as we like last time once we talked, it was such a muffle, like all over the place. It was a discontinual. But I mean, look, from this point of view, from this angle, even this is like kind of all over the place session. But it is like, if we will get it time wise, then missions will be and programs involved or in programs involvement, if we want to call it like that, will be all over the place. Do you know what I mean? And vice versa. You know what I mean? It's kind of, you can not say here and there and there and here, if you know what I mean. It's kind of, you cannot be ever satisfied. And I'm not saying you as you, but like none of us,
Yeah.
And you can try as hard as you can. Nah, forget about it. No, none of it will work as you want. Just trying to say,
Interesting. Yeah.
Nah, I know you don't like it, but it is as it is.
Yeah.
Is there missions that you could talk about that he did that are not under, like, still in progress, or?
Yeah, there are missions. Why are you asking?
Well, he wants to know as much as he can about his grandfather.
Anything that can be talked about more openly than others? Any significant mission or important mission or something that you think is that we could talk about now? I know that's difficult. Maybe it needs to be specific.
No,
Kinda.
he's got it somewhere. It's just, are you looking for it, Peter? You're looking at the files?
Hopefully the computer doesn't freeze like the last time.
Nah,
Had
we
some,
are just getting, you know.
You put the question in there and you're waiting for it to
No,
come up.
we are just waiting, you know, like waiting.
Okay.
and I was going to ask if he was involved with any of the clones, things going on with clones, and because I was told that started, a lot of it started in Japan, and I know he was there in Japan. And someone said that he was he might have been involved.
You say clones, is that related to the Surrogate program, Peter?
Yeah, it kind of looks like that.
Which we explained earlier, yeah, about that whole thing with his involvement with Stanford Friedman and Philip K. Dick.
Yeah, it's true. Correct.
I'm just gonna throw something out there. Was he connected at all to Swan, and that's why he's?
And this is kind of crappy. I don't know why to Swan. I don't quite understand, you know. Because Swan was crazy, just by the way.
You said it was related to Siberia too, and also.
Yeah, that's kind of problem. Oh my God, talking about Swan. How is it possible? That's not okay. Eesh, that's not good.
So he was directly involved then with Swan too. That's what it's showing.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, and I went back and I tried to listen about what we talked about or know what we heard about Swan, and just that's about a lot of time travel manipulation, and if we're involved, and me and my brother, we have no recollection, but they're able to do that where they can even wipe our minds, even if they're thousands of miles away, or it makes it very difficult to track them and anything that how we were involved, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's 100% correct.
Yeah, it depends on the level of information that's not supposed to go out there. If it's really like a high level security, or even like the corporations really don't want you to find out. Either one could mind wipe you, and then sometimes people are mind wiped multiple times over the same topic. So they really draw a blank when you go to talk. They don't even have fragments of it.
Just by the way, that's correct.
Yeah, what we did find is Swan was connected to something in Siberia. That it was well, Siberia is usually it's a prison, right?
Mostly.
Yeah.
Mostly, as you said.
I don't want to get too much in this, and maybe the Swan topic is another. But was he like one of the early people involved in Swan,
Yeah.
or has it been going on for a while? And when was Swan founded? Do you have any knowledge on that, Peter?
Yeah, 3,000 years ago. Approximately.
Do you know who created it?
It was under permafrost. It's kind of hard to say.
So like Siberia, or even like Antarctica or something like that, or?
Yeah. In Antarctica. It was crappy. Oh my God. That's not good.
So because things are melting right now, is that why it sort of brings it back?
This is exactly what I'm talking about.
So we're talking about a really early time travel program.
Yeah.
So is that something that the Nordics or the Nazis picked up later?
Yeah. It kind of looks like that.
Do you know what Daniel Salter had that they found was interesting and why they would have pulled him in.
Ooh, that's kind of crazy. They made the weird stuff about the statesmen in the. What the heck is going on here? I don't quite understand. That is crazy.
Can you read it, what it says?
Yeah, can you read any of it?
Yeah, it writes like they got the okay from another planet, from Alpha Centauri, Proxima Centauri. Oh my God, that's crazy. That's crazy.
What about the other planet? It's
Alpha Centauri and Proxima Centauri.
But what about it?
So they got 3,000 years ago. They've got the technology here. They moved it because the environment was bad, and they cannot test the technology. You know. Actually, I don't want to say technology. I mean, I don't know. Technology, yes or no? Who the heck cares? It is like certain scientific research for. This is crazy file, long file. For healthcare, but they were not able to test it on surface because there was some sort of let's call it doomsday scenario, like a don't know, like a total war or something, and they cannot test it underground. Oh my gosh. And they hide it under permafrost. You know, the very thick layer of soil. It will never freeze out from the, from being frozen. Oh my gosh.
Is that what happened to the Thistle Princess? Was she a recipient of this project?
Yes, this is about it. And there was this huge time jump. And she's approximately 800 million years old. Whoa, 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 this is way too wild. Okay, so they've got it. Sorry, in Alpha Centauri, it happened exactly the same. I don't want to say year, but approximately the time frame. It fits, and your grandpa was there on a very like high level, top secret, not mission but operation, because they want to negotiate the peace treaty. Who are they? We need to get to stuff. Who are they? Who are they? Okay, they, it means emitters. And
the Alpha Centauri or Alpha Proxima?
emitters want to negotiate peace treaty between Alpha and Proxima Centauri and another, enemies. The stuff is that the negotiation failed because there was another species, like human-like species.
Humanoids.
But the stuff is or was they've got defected because of technology. It looks like some sort of very negative-ish AI crap, pretty much like the stuff we are, directed to right now. Just by the way. Oh my gosh, that's bad. That's not okay. So we will end up anyhow in the crappy scenario they want to prevent long, and I'm saying long time ago. Nah, that's not good.
And they did a step way back in history, way back, it sounds like.
And but look, it is the same crap. We will never learn from a history. Like never, we are idiots. I'm not saying all of us, but do you know what I mean? Like us as a mankind, you know what I mean? Crap, that's bad.
When I was traveling through Europe, all of a sudden I got like a recall, a memory of this family, this elite family. Maybe there were royals from like a I don't know, Scandinavian maybe, that got a hold of ancient technology and started time traveling, and I knew that they were connected to Swan.
Why in the world am I not surprised? That's my question.
And the different family members were going in and doing different things throughout time.
Why in the world I'm not surprised? Definitely not.
Put it down somewhere. I can't find. I have to see if I can find it. Which family it was? Oh, it was. It turned out to be the.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Okay.
And you try to get in touch with them.
Uh-huh.
You can't. They don't get back to you.
Okay. Huh.
They do. I guess is in communication with them, but I mean, I'd be careful if I posted this.
Right. I don't
Just
know.
by the way, that's good point, Jessica. That's very good point.
They can come back and mess up your life. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you are right.
How powerful is that family, Peter? Yeah,
that's
and they're still active,
bad.
right? They've got that technology from this Alpha Proxima Centauri.
Yeah, just by the way.
That makes sense how they have it. That cave that has the technology underground over by Romania, maybe? Did the
Romanian Sphinx. That Sphinx there, Romanian Sphinx. That's what all the Radu Cinema books are talking about.
And you go underneath, and I guess there's like the whole technology and stuff that you can get killed if you go in there without permission or whatever.
Yeah, well, it's like
you cannot get killed. You will get killed, believe me.
Busegi Mountains? Is that it?
Bucegi Mountains. Yeah.
Yeah, and I read all those books. That very interesting, and it has something to do with you have to be in the right. You have to be in the right frequency just to get into that area. It's like
Bucegi. I don't know the name of Bucegi. I don't know the correct name of it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I've heard it said different ways, but Peter, have you been in that facility before?
Yeah, it is crazy. I mean, it is so advanced. It's like, what the heck is going on, man? And I will tell you something. I don't know, maybe it's sensitive, touchy topic for people from Romania. They were living a pure life, very pure life in the 70s, second half 70s and the whole 80s. It's like they have shortages on everything, like basic stuff like a flour, bread, everything, milk, everything, just small pieces of meat. They cut it out, electricity, 8 p.m. and they started at like 6-7 a.m. electricity, everything. It was very bad in Romania, and they invested crazy amounts of money to this facility, like deep underground military base. It is one. If it is not the first one, then it is definitely one of the most advanced and enhanced DUMB all around the world on this planet. I am not kidding you. It is crazy. It is crazy.
And so this is connected. Can we say this is connected to Swan?
Pretty much Swan was the first. Sorry, my bad. Dump. This is the first outer. I don't want to say outer Russian, outer Siberian Swan related dump all around the world.
So the first ones were in Siberia, and this was
yes,
Okay.
they were in Siberia. Yeah. They were in Siberia. Yeah. They were in Siberia. Yeah.
And that keeps, less people going around it and everything. And supposedly there's giants in Busegi too.
Oh, a lot of giants. Yeah. A lot
Yeah.
of giants. Yeah.
So was my grandfather aware of all these places?
That is the reason why everything was so complicated for him. Just by the way,
He knew too much. He knew too much for.
Yeah. And we know for what. Yeah.
Where were those giants from, Peter?
This is not specified here. No.
Do you think is it possible that they were from Alpha Centauri or from Proxima Centauri?
My best guess will be that you are right. Yeah. I'm not saying 100% yes, but my best guess will be that. I'm just saying,
Yeah. I mean, the giants have come in from a few different locations. Is it a different type of giants?
Yeah, it kind of looks like that. Yeah.
Oh, this is crazy.
It is. Believe me, it is.
I wasn't thinking of linking your grandfather to Swan, but that makes sense.
Hmm.
And so then, did they ever bring his grandfather into Busegi? Was he ever?
Actually, he was very active in this place. Just by the way.
Doing what? Like as a mechanic, or not a mechanic, but an operator?
No. Experiments on people.
Like bad experiments?
Let's say for medical enhancements, good stuff. I mean, what is good and what is bad? It's kind of hard to determine what is good and what is bad. You need to different angles, different perspectives. I don't know how can you call it?
Like a medbed type of thing, or like their advanced healing.
Look, I will tell you something. Even worse Nazis experiments made like 70-80% of modern medicine. If we like it or not, it is from their type. Their type of experiments. If we like it or not. Or look, lobotomy, like it is crazy, but pretty much till the mid 60s or even till the end of 60s, late 60s, it was top-notch medicine, like medicine procedures. I don't know how can I call it properly. It is kind of hard to determine what is good, what is bad. I'm just saying. It looks like he was kind of, I don't want to say naive, but it was like, yeah, we want to do this for people, we want to help them, and yikes, we've got a problem here. It's like, I'm calling it Houston situation, if you know what I'm calling, what I'm talking about. Houston situation.
Yeah.
For you, Derek, it means like, we've got a problem. Houston, we've got a problem. So I'm calling it like Houston situation.
Right.
Yeah. So this is it. It is hard to determine what is good, what is bad. No. It's kind of problematic, man. It's not.
Did he know he was in that facility, or did he not know and he just thought he?
No, because you cannot go normally to this facility. No, you
You
cannot.
can't just walk in there. Yeah.
It is not like that. No, it's kind of complicated. No. Forget about it.
Interesting.
Who brought him over there? Which group brought him over there?
That's actually it. The monarch, if you know what I mean.
Oh, Monarch brought him over there. Okay. So he wanted to help people, but Monarch took advantage of that.
Yeah, that's it. If we like it or not, that's the problem. That's it. Yeah, that's fucking crap. If we like it or not. Not good.
So Monarch technically got into all these projects that could have been helpful with the ancient tech and all that, and they just started doing weird stuff.
Yeah, as you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the whole stuff. Where it is going. Just saying, you know.
Did anything
that's
come
okay.
up with him? Anything with him coming up, doing something with Antarctica? Anything related to Antarctica?
But that's sort of the program from Antarctica, though, right? The Swan technology, right?
Yes, but it is not specified here, just by the way, because technically it will be only for a whole session, like you know.
So he was in Antarctica, but it's more
Yeah,
information.
I'm just saying, you know, it's kind of crazy, you know.
Yeah. If he was somehow pulled into this technology, because I think if you have the technology in one place, it's all communicating, right? Because it's all the same. It's like
Yeah.
on its own grid.
No. As this is exactly as you said. 100%, as you said. Yeah.
Yeah, they usually
So
you understand, right?
it's tied together. I think it always gets complicated with Swan. So
Yeah, Swan is always complicated.
I'm
Man,
sorry.
oh man, oh man.
That's my fault. I brought it up, but
Hey,
I think
you didn't do anything bad, like bad. You just opened Swan. What is the situation here?
Swan is something that needs to be unearthed because yeah, I'm trying to understand what happened there, because even if we find out all this information, now we're finding out further that your grandfather was also affected by Swan. So now we're talking back in time. So even if we were trying to figure out our information about Swan, it's still going back further where you were connected to it.
Sure. Right. Okay. I guess what I'm thinking now is just remembering from before, and you said that we were involved, like I guess with Swan, but near Russia, Siberia, and especially near Chernobyl, and a lot of this happened in the 80s for us when I was very
Just
young.
by the way, it's true. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you said that also in the 80s that our grandfather, he had worked on energetic reactors. But was that also evolved? Does that seem to be part of the Swan thing as well?
Yeah.
That was the same. And you said in the 80s that was a good thing. Back then, working on that stuff was a good thing at the time.
They were learning.
Give me a second. Is 100% correct. What's the problem? It's not a big deal. It was a good stuff. Yeah. Was
not that people got hurt, but they were trying to understand it and how it operates.
Not hurting people. I'm just trying to understand what was going on. That's it.
Kind of like the test sites and everything. I don't think they try to hurt people, but you know, they just didn't.
As you said, test site.
When you're experimenting with things, you don't know what's, and that's the whole thing with science.
Okay.
And of course they didn't understand what they needed for containment, you know, because they didn't understand how it operated. Early on, at least. Now they know. So
now they know. Yeah, now they know. That's
They
correct.
do anything now, you know it's intentional, but then they were in experimental phase. But here again, I mean, that kind of stuff's been going on for, I don't know, thousands or if not million years or so of experimenting with, you know, reactors and radiation and all that stuff.
Yeah, you are right. Right.
Ancient India has history of that.
All right. I can't, I guess that's, I don't know what else to discuss. I mean, we have, yeah, it's kind of the end here, but how to wrap it up or how to summarize. It's very hard to summarize things. Yeah.
Summarize, we're not finished. That's all. That's
Yeah.
pretty much the summary, is that there's more to this story, and we kind of, you can build on the information. We've had people come back multiple times for certain situations, and then there's like depth to it according to the records. You know, a lot of times, you know, early on, Peter, when he would share records, you know, he would tell them, oh, there's thousands of records, and then people would be upset and like, oh, but you know, Peter didn't share all of our records. He can't show all of them, but
Definitely not. It's crap. It's crap. You cannot do it.
And then it starts to make sense.
Yeah. One question that comes up, because for us, obviously, we were involved in, if we're involved with Swan and these projects and we don't remember, I mean, how much is our grandfather also being involved? But he, like, say, in when he was alive, in the timeline we know him in this context of existence, what would he have remembered, if he remembered any of it? Or would that be the same, where he's being wiped of what he was working on and how he was involved? Does that make sense? How much did he recall when he was alive, or was he aware of when he was alive? Is my question.
What do you think, Peter's? I mean, was he fully wiped, or was he partially?
Was fully wiped multiple times. That's kind of problem, you know.
But he had enough information to put together that whole book towards the end of his life.
This is kind of weird stuff. Yeah.
Some people don't get as deeply affected by the mind wiping as others. I mean, I have a lot of recall for someone that was multiple wiped.
That's correct, just by the way.
Yeah, that's not everyone, but some people do.
Yeah, I mean, there must have been some things that he worked on and he was able to keep the memory and everything. I mean, I think with the time travel stuff, which is obviously all of this, that he was probably not able to they didn't let him, because another person had said that he would say he had been involved with time travel, but it was only a couple times because it was very unpleasant to deal with. So that was kind of the only thing that came from that. That was interesting to note. So I'm trying to see where it lines up with what we've heard before. Yeah.
He knew enough to be afraid of talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct.
People that are really wiped, sometimes they just start talking when they start to get a recall, and they don't realize that some of it they weren't supposed to say.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you see people in the community getting into situations. You know,
exactly as you said. Exactly as you said.
Time travel regarding discomfort, Peter, does it hurt to time travel, or depending on how you?
No, it is fine, at least from my point of view.
Time
travel, it's not that bad, I think.
Does it depend on how you timed? Because there's more than one way to time travel, right?
Yeah, there are plenty of stuff, plenty of methods. Can I say it? Plenty of types of how you can time travel. It is as it is.
And just to explain in the book too, that when he talks about particleization and that's time travel, and he was involved, it's like he's making the point that he was involved in the early experiments of it, as if, at least in this timeline, that was still very early technology. So maybe it was more primitive it wasn't as advanced when he was actually working with it, maybe. That's what it seemed like.
Well, time travel has been going on for thousands and thousands of years, so it's
Right.
um,
But still, there's still, of course, in our timeline, it's being invented within the last 100 years, right? I mean, Nikola Tesla and then the Nazis. I mean, there's all those incidences, the Philadelphia experiment. How do you, that's what I mean. That's kind of our timeline of understanding time travel. Even though it technically, yeah, it's been around forever, right? But
I
our
don't want to
government,
say forever, but for a long time, yeah, as you said.
yeah,
but the technology's been there all along, but they made it look like they didn't know how to. But that was for people that were trying to do it on their own. I mean, Peter, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but those people that were trying to recreate what it is or how to do it were the ones that got in trouble or might have gotten hurt or less, like groups that were not really given access to these facilities, and then they tried to create it. That's when it became painful, or there were other problems. And I know, like, they talk about how they like to use, I remember hearing them say they like to use children because it's less of a chance they're going to get hurt or something like that. But
well, that's
I
what
think
that's what the Nazi Bell experiment was in the Philadelphia, and then even Montauk was using children and having them travel. So,
but meanwhile, there were others that were doing normal time travel, like from the advanced times simultaneously.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
it's
Peter,
good to make that point. Yeah.
Yeah, that's 100% correct. Just by the way.
so
Okay.
it was those that were trying to create it that weren't given access to it, right?
Yeah.
That got in the situation. And I would think that your grandfather would not have been in that situation. He would have had access to the correct time travel, so it would be
Yeah.
less of a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I tend to not agree with that part, but especially since we see that he is here multiple times, as Philip K. Dick and Stanford Friedman and like I said, there's another whatever. There's another
Yeah.
one somewhere. Peter, we want to finish up the series that we did with the book and talk about Chaco Canyon.
Definitely
So we have to.
not. Yeah, definitely not.
You don't have time yet to do that?
No, I'm saying that we can do it. Definitely, it's not a big single problem.
Oh, okay. It's definitely not a problem. Okay.
Okay.
It said definitely not. So I was like, what?
Yeah.
So we'll have to
Okay.
figure out a time to do that because right now Peter's really busy.
Thanks a lot. Yeah. Thank you, Peter. Appreciate
No,
it.
no problem for us.
Yeah. Good luck with everything. Good
Nah,
luck with
no
you.
problem.
Yeah.
Once again,
Okay.
we are here
Thank-
to help you.
Thank you, Jessica. Okay. I'll see you guys later. Till next time. Yeah.
Okay.
So
All
till
right.
then,
Bye. Bye.
bye.
You have been watching Disclosures. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Visit www.acio-official.org and www.readingsbyarael.com to book a private session with Jessica. Feel free to support our work. All links can be found in the description. Thank you, and until next time.